These families earn more money than some countries. All the time, we hear about the wealthiest people in the world battling it out for the #1 spot. But what about the richest families? Well, that is where we come in. We have scoured the earth for these elite groups. These families are so rich that they actually earn more money than some countries. We have used the International Monetary Fund's latest data on the nation's GDP to compare them to the family's net worth. We will see the facts and features of these families, as well as the nations they have beaten. So, let's get started. The Mars family. One of the biggest confectionery families in the world is the Mars family. On top of creating human food, the American Families company Mars Incorporated is also involved in the pet industry by providing services and food. During 2019, according to Forbes, the firm brought in $37 billion in revenue. The 106-year-old company has helped the Mars family build a reported fortune of $89.7 billion, according to Bloomberg. The 6 family members who rank on the Forbes 400 list share $72 billion of that fortune, making them America's 3rd richest family wealth dynasty, according to the Institute for Policy Studies' Billionaire Bonanza report. The one that has the biggest size of net worth is actually a tie between 2 Mars members. Both of them have $32.1 billion, as they each own a third of the company. They are John and Jacqueline Mars. The remaining third of the company was split between the 4 daughters of Boris Jr., brother of John and Jacqueline, who passed away in 2016. As such, the daughters each have $8 billion to their name. The group makes a number of the best-selling sweets, such as Mars Bar, 3 Musketeers, Twix, and M&Ms. As per the report, more than 400 million M&Ms are produced in the US every day. The country that the Mars family beats with their bank account is Sri Lanka. The South Asia nation has an estimated GDP of $84.5 billion for 2021. According to the Asian Development Bank, the population of Sri Lanka was 19.71 million in 2015. In 2014, 6.7% of the country lived below the national poverty line. Most of their revenue is from tourism alone. The Ortega family. Next on our list, we have a rich family from Spain, the Ortega family. The family is headed by Amancio Ortega. He and his wife, Rosalia Meta, founded Zara back in 1975. In 1985, Ortega then created the parent company for Zara. In 2020, the company achieved net sales of 20.4 billion euros, which is around $24.7 billion. Amancio Ortega is very secretive. Hence, according to reports, until 1999, there was no published photograph of him. He has only provided interviews for a handful of journalists. Amancio currently owns around 59% of the Inditex. As such, this has given him an estimated net worth of $87.6 billion. After the passing of Rosalia Meta, her and Amancio's daughter, Sandra Ortega, inherited her fortune. Currently, Sandra has around a 4.5% stake in Inditex. According to Forbes, this has given her a net worth of $8.1 billion. As such, the Ortega family collectively has a net worth of $96.4 billion. As such, Inditex's success, according to Jeffries, lies in its supply chain, which allows it to pivot its fashions to customer whims in a more targeted and timely way than rivals. The company, which also owns Bershka and Pull & Bear, manufactures over half of its clothes in nearby countries such as Morocco, Turkey, and Portugal, helping it avoid the worst of the supply chain snag currently hitting the sector. This huge amount of cash means that they have more than Luxembourg's GDP. The European country, according to the IMF, is estimated to bring in $84.1 billion during 2021. The GDP in Luxembourg was worth $73.26 billion in 2020, according to official data from the World Bank. So, there is growth, but still, the Ortega family beats the country easily. The revenue of Luxembourg depends on the metal industries, and the GDP value of Luxembourg represents only 0.06% of the world economy. The Koch family. At first, on our list, we have the Koch family, which is one of the biggest privately owned companies in the United States. Koch Industries was founded in 1940 by Fred Koch. Today, it is led by Charles Koch. Charles Koch owes his staggering fortune to an oil business founded by his father, but today, he is perhaps better known to the general public for his politics, digging into his deep pockets to place his stamp on it, financing candidates and libertarian think tanks, funding university professorships, and lobbying for policy positions, all aimed at furthering a conservative agenda. In 2019, the group brought in a revenue of $115 billion. All this net worth is split between two people in the family. Firstly, Charles, who has a net worth of $47.4 billion because of his 42% stake in Koch Industries, while Julia Koch inherited her 42% stake after her husband David's passing in 2019. David Koch was the brother of Charles. As a result, Julia too has an estimated net worth of $47.4 billion. Adding up both the Koch family members' net worth, it comes to $96.5 billion. While talking about the nation, where the Koch family earns more is Ethiopia. This African country, according to the IMF, has an estimated GDP for 2021 of around $94 billion. One of their main exports is coffee. According to the U.S. Foreign Agricultural Service, Ethiopia is projected to produce 441,000 metric tons of coffee. Other than coffee, the nation's exports include cotton, hides and skins, live animals, oilseeds, and gold. The Walton family. The Walton family is the richest family in the United States and one of the richest and most powerful in the world. They are heirs to the Walmart fortune and the company's largest shareholders, with over 50% ownership of stock in the retail giant. Sam Walton and his brother Bud opened their first Walmart discount store in 1962. Today, Sam Walton's three children, Alice, Rob, and Jim, control a majority stake in the company. In 2015, the 6 Waltons on the Forbes 400 list were worth $136.1 billion, making them the richest family in the United States. They have more wealth than 43% of American families combined. Their net worth is nearly equal to the combined wealth of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. Today, Walmart owns a number of subsidiaries all over the world, including ASDA in the UK and Massmart in various African countries. For 2020, Walmart brought in a huge revenue of $559 billion, an increase on the previous year when they made $514.4 billion. The biggest net worth belongs to Alice Walton, the daughter of founder Sam Alice, who focused more on art than working for the family business, and it seemingly paid off, as she has a net worth of $66.7 billion. During 2016, Alice donated $3.7 million of her Walmart shares to the Walton Family Foundation. Those shares were worth $225 million at the time. The country the Walton family could beat with their richness is Peru. According to the IMF, the South American nation is expected to bring in $225.9 billion this year. It has been reported that Peru currently has around $56 billion worth of mining investments from various sources and nations. The Arnault family. When we take Forbes' real-time billionaire list, French national Bernard Arnault and his family are at the top of the list with an eye-watering net worth of $191.2 billion. The Arnault family nabbed the top spot thanks to the rising fortunes of his company, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, known as LVMH. This luxury goods company brought in a revenue of 53.6 billion euros, which is around $65 billion during 2019. While in 2020, due to some reasons, the revenue dropped to 44.6 billion euros. Arnault continued to acquire luxury brands, including the Italian company Fendi in 2003, the iconic French department store La Samaritaine in 2010, Italian jewelry brand Bulgari in 2011, and the classic American jeweler Tiffany & Company in 2021. He also built the foundation Louis Vuitton in 2014. a contemporary art museum in the Bois de Boulogne, Paris, designed by Canadian-American architect Frank Gehry. In 2007, Arnault was named Commander of the Legion of Honor, one of France's highest distinctions. Arnault's children are also involved with the family business. Delphine is the director and executive vice president of Louis Vuitton. His son Antoine is the CEO of Berluti and chairman of Loro Piana. His other kids also hold other similar roles within LVMH's various subsidiaries. With a net worth like this, the country that Arnault can beat is Iraq. The West Asian country had an estimated GDP for 2021 of $190.7 billion, and Iraq's income is totally dependent on crude oil. There you have it, the top 10 families that are richer than some countries. These families can easily buy out the entire countries we mentioned above if they want. That is the result of hard work and dedication. If they can do it, every one of us can do it. So, let us know in the comment section below which country you want to beat with the fortune you create.